Hey everybody, my name is Matt and welcome back to Crypto Kings. It's a pleasure to be back with you guys today, and I want to do some good old-fashioned chart reading here today of Shiba Inu and talk to you guys about some current news about whether or not this will be a good buy at the moment. Now, of course, it's always a good time to take a look at your favorite crypto and determine, hey, is this a good point to either entry or take profits? Those are the two things that every crypto trader should know, and the more you study these charts, the more you look at it, the better of an idea you'll get. Now, Shiba Inu, of course, has had a really crazy run over the past couple of weeks here through some good and some bad news, and it's definitely worth taking a look at the current state of affairs with this coin and talking about what I believe will happen over the next week or so. So if you guys are new, make sure to drop a like, subscribe for more. Let's get right into it. So what is the essential idea behind either taking profits or buying the dip, as they're both referred to? Well, essentially, it's looking for periods of time, obviously, where it's a good time to either sell some of the profit you've made, or of course entry to lower your dollar cost average. Now this is a lot more realistic, and a lot of crypto people have been talking about this recently, than trying to buy the absolute bottom. Now, what would that absolute bottom for Shiba Inu here look like? Well, that absolute bottom would be this is 0.000012, which I don't think it will get to again for a very long time. Now, this bottom was just after a string of really terrible, awful news, including the general sentiment about Bitcoin from Elon Musk and Tesla. It's not green, yada yada yada. All of that caused Bitcoin to see a very sharp decline. Now, with that in mind, Shiba Inu does suffer. Now, how do I know that Shiba Inu suffers? Like I've talked about on some other videos on the channel here, Shiba Inu is an ERC-20 token, which means that it runs basically on the Ethereum network, and Ethereum is tied very close to Bitcoin. When Bitcoin goes down, Ethereum typically goes down as well, and maybe not as much. Ethereum has definitely been rising in popularity recently, and has kind of been seen by a lot of people as the be-all, end-all crypto, but regardless, it still kind of takes a beating when Bitcoin does, and that's very unfortunate. Now, again, the problem with SHIB is that it runs on the Ethereum infrastructure, so that is something you have to keep in mind. Now, after this string of awful news, it was learned, of course, that Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, came out and burned the remaining 45% of his tokens. Now, that or of the total supply, that's 90% of what he had. The 45% is of the total supply. Now, what does that mean? Well, essentially, that 45% is no longer in the circulating supply. Now, what does that mean for you? That means that your Shiba Inu tokens are worth roughly double, in a sense. Not literally double, but figuratively, when it comes down to the supply, you have half as much of a supply, meaning that your tokens are almost twice as limited. Now, of course, it wasn't exactly 50%, it was 45%, but I would still consider that being pretty close and being pretty good for the overall future of this coin. And the founder of SHIB was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I can't believe you would do such an awesome thing for us. So that was very cool of him, and he said, he's like, I don't want to have this much power, please don't send me this many coins in the future. I don't want to have this much power. So it was very generous of him to do that, and that is what sent it really flying up here. I mean, this is just a really wonderful, sort of candle up here, and that is what we've known for the past couple of days here. Now, the question is, what has been happening since? Well, unfortunately, what we're looking at here is the lingering effects of Bitcoin, being absolutely battered by a lot of the crypto community, and that's unfortunate. When you look at the price of Bitcoin right now, I mean, it is absolutely pitiful. I'm going to show you guys exactly what Bitcoin is worth right now, but you can see this 40,000. Oh my goodness, absolutely grueling. Absolutely grueling. And a lot of the crypto community basically said, yeah, this is scary stuff. Now, I am very impressed at Shiba Inu's ability to persevere through all of this. I mean, this is terrible. This is tragic. I mean, seriously, for a lot of crypto people, because a lot of people put their life savings, their retirement into crypto at 55,000, 56, 70, 65,000 for Bitcoin, in some countries where there's a little bit more, fees and stuff. I know in South Korea, people were paying almost $70K for one singular Bitcoin. And it's just like, man, this is absolutely awful. So Shiba Inu has really been paying the price in a sense. And a lot of people ask me in the comments, say, oh, why do you always talk about Shiba Inu? You know, why do you mention Shiba when the whole crypto, market is down? That's because this channel is largely built around Shiba. A lot of people watching this channel want to know about Shiba Inu. So I like to take current events and talk about how they relate to the future of the Shiba Inu token. Because that's something you have to know. When it comes down to crypto, a lot of things interlink. When you have NFT projects, let's say, when you have cryptos that are specifically built around NFTs, they kind of run together. When you have cryptos that are built around renewable energy, like Cardano, XRP, they kind of run together. Matic, they run together. There are a lot of cryptos that have very specific runs because of their function. And Shiba Inu has a few functions. It is a meme token, like Doge. So when Doge runs, a lot of people like to take their Doge profits and throw it into Shiba. That's one thing that happens. It's also, like I said, an ERC-20 token, meaning it runs when Ethereum runs. Now, currently, Ethereum is down bad. Ethereum's going through it right now. I mean, if I look at the price of Ethereum, again, I don't know what it is right this very second, but it definitely is probably down. Yeah, I mean, oh my goodness, ouch, 3,000, goodness. That is tragic. I'm not kidding. That is absolutely awful. I feel really bad for everybody, including myself here, Jesus. But again, the future of SHIB in regards to this current price is that, yeah, it has a lot to fight. The entire crypto community, the entire crypto market is literally catapulting down right now. So the goal here is obviously for this to reclaim and reestablish, some supports. Like I said, 15 was the support for a little bit, 16 was support for a little bit, again, okay, back to 15, all right. It has these support lines, and now we're just watching this absolutely tragic crash down, and it's depressing. It is really depressing to see because, again, I was hoping that crypto wouldn't have to go through this right now, but, it is terrible, man. It is absolutely terrible, and again, watching Bitcoin at 40,000 is literally hard to believe. So Shiba Inu has an uphill battle here to fight. Now, there are a lot of experts here who make different predictions, in regards to algorithmically generated, year forecast. Honestly, man, a lot of these don't really mean that much. A lot of these are not very accurate, so I don't really like to listen to these. I like to do my own, estimation because a lot of these are using algorithms and don't really take into account market sentiment and memes and trends, so I don't really like to use these. What I do like to use is the fact that it's ranked number 27 in all of crypto. 50% obviously that supply being burned, 400,000 holders, 6.2 billion market cap, and that is amazing. And even this fella says, the Bitcoin crash is why it is selling at a 50% discount. That's true, man. If you take a look, this decline minus, if you subtract all of the bad news that has happened, whether Vitalik Buterin, in a sense, kind of crashed SHIB and then also kind of brought it back to life, both of those two events, if you subtract both of those two events, you see just a general move down when Bitcoin moves down. When you see Bitcoin moving down, you see general moves down. And again, this is, outside of the typical Shiba crash zones. I mean, this graph here really is kind of all you need to know because, outside of these exceptions, it pretty much moves with the way Bitcoin's moving. Again, this was shown in one of the replies. These are all the places that it is listed. These are a lot of places, man. This is a lot of different locations in which Shiba Inu is listed. So that's what I like to see. When I think for the long haul and I think for the long term, that is what I like to see. So you know what, man? Don't be too upset. You know what? I've seen a lot worse happen, and, I think we'll definitely survive this little Bitcoin kind of crash here because, you know what, man, over time, people will never forget that crypto is a great asset and a great thing to hold. So, you know what, man, I'm looking forward to it, and I think that Shiba will rebound stronger than ever. That's my personal view, and again, this to me looks a little bit like a bottom, or at least, if it's not a bottom, a good time to lower your dollar cost average. Again, not financial advice, only my personal opinion, of course. Thank you guys so much for watching and for listening. My name is Matt. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.